indicate that you are here so that I will know. Please tell me you're here. Yeah, thank you for joining me on this live stream. Like I said, today I'm going to be answering the most asked dating questions on the internet. I was really intentional. I went online to sort out these questions. I was really intentional about picking out the questions. So I'll be answering them, giving my own answers, and as well I'll be giving answers to your personal questions. So if you're here with me, indicate by telling me where you're watching this live stream from. What state are you watching this live stream from? Or what country are you watching this live stream from? Please tell me so that I will know that. And also tell me if you can see me and if you can hear me clearly. Okay, so the first question on my list here is, how do I get over a breakup? Well, this question is quite rampant everywhere. It's all over the search engines and all the social media handles and all the websites on YouTube, on Google, on Facebook. It's just everywhere. And I'll be giving an answer. The first way to get over a breakup is to let out your emotions. Every single day, people go out of relationships with certain heartaches or traumas, and because of the lingering feelings they still have for their now ex, they find it difficult to move on. But one way to move on from a relationship, from a breakup, is to let out your emotions. Most people hide their emotions or they act of border. That is not necessary. It will not help you move on quick. You need to let out your emotions. You need to free yourself of the heaviness you feel in your heart. If crying will help you do that, then you just have to let yourself cry it all out. If talking to a close friend and pouring out everything you feel, the frustration, and talking to them, then that will help you too. So, and let out your emotions. Do not hide or try to bury what you feel deep down, because it will only hurt you more in the future. So the second way to get over a breakup is to accept it. Please, if you're live with me, please indicate so that I will know where you are watching me from. The second way to get over a breakup is to accept it. This is I know this hurts definitely, but that is the best way to get over a breakup. Because if you don't accept that the relationship is over, it has come to an end, you will keep expecting your ex or whosoever to call you and ask for a makeup or to ask for a continuity of the relationship. And if that does not happen, you only get hurt. So if you don't accept that it's over, you keep waiting and having false hope. So accept that part of your life, that phase of your life is over. Just come to terms with your reality. It hurts, but it's going to help you move on faster. The third way to get over heartbreak is to avoid going into another new relationship fast. Many people, after a breakup, 2 days later, they're already online, saying they are single and searching. 3 days later, they're already going on dates. 1 week later, they are already in another serious relationship. They do this in hopes that they can transfer for their ex to their new partner. This is not possible. It's no way possible. Or they feel that they can use their new partner to get over their ex. This will only make things complicated, because at the end of the day, you only end up feeling frustrated, and everything will be complicated for both you and the new partner. So avoid going into a new relationship. Instead, focus on other aspects of your life. It could be your career, your spiritual life, your hobbies, all of that. Just focus on other aspects of your life and avoid going into a new relationship. And the fourth way to get over a breakup is to avoid reminder of your ex. This is this happens as reflex. After a breakup, everyone just suddenly becomes a stalker. They want to know what their ex is doing, so they are always looking out for the new updates. What the last time their partner or their ex updated their Instagram story or their WhatsApp status or their Facebook story, whatever. They just keep stalking their ex, going over old text messages, going over pictures and videos. But this will not help you. I know you can't help it, but try as much as you can to control it, because that's the only way you can move on faster. Avoid reminders of your ex, because if you keep going over to the past, memories of the past, it will trigger things that will hurt you the most. So avoid reminders of your ex. And finally, what will help you get over a breakup is to give yourself time. Give yourself time. If you've loved your ex sincerely, after the relationship, surely you're bound to feel some kind of heartaches and all of that. So give yourself time, because with time, the feelings that you feel or that you think will take forever to go will slowly diminish, and you just look back and smell. So give yourself time, and you'll be able to get over a heartbreak. I hope that helps you on that. Okay, the second question here on my list is, how can I tell that a man really loves me? Oh, this is another really um searched question on the internet. Everyone wants to know whether the person they want to go in a relationship with, or the person they're in a relationship with, loves them genuinely or is simply playing with them. This is the reason behind this is because these days there are lots of fakers out there. They just come in and act as though they're in this with you, but in a real sense, they are just here for fun and for the meantime. And before you know, they leave. So, how to know if your man or the person you're dating or the person you are about to date really loves you is by his consistent efforts. I said consistent efforts, not just efforts, his consistent efforts. If a man loves you sincerely, he will be consistent in his efforts to make things work. He'll be consistent in things that makes you happy. It comes up naturally because he loves you. But a player can only put up an act for a few days, for a few weeks, and before you know, the efforts will begin to drop, and before you know, they go and come back, they begin to fluctuate. But once he's consistent, know that he's in for real. If you are live here with me, please and please tell me by indicating where you are watching me from, and if you can hear me and see me clearly. Okay, the second way to know if a man really loves you is if he's clear and specific about his expectations of a relationship. One thing you should note, that a person who is here to play, who is just here to play you or here for his own desires, does not have any expectation of a relationship. So if your man or the person who you want to be sure about is really clear, he's clear about what he expects of the relationship, he's clear about his what he wants, he's clear about your future together, he's clear about everything, just know that he's in for real. A player will always avoid conversations that seek to define the status of a relationship, but a real man that loves you and wants to keep you will not want to lose you. So instead, he won't let the relationship just go with the flow. He will be really specific with what he expects. See, I want us to date and make things work. And in the next 3 years, I see us building a future together. I see us building a future together. I see us getting married. I see us moving in together. That is a real is it's a player type of thing. So if he's specific and really clear about his expectations, then he's in for real. He really loves you. The third way to know if he really loves you is if he invests in you. When I mean investment, I'm not only talking about financial investment. I'm talking about all around health, in your finances, in your career, in your academics. You invest in everything that will make you grow, because a man that loves a woman wants to see her grow. If he's walking on the way and he sees where they are advertising a health supplement that will help you, or that will help relieve your menstrual cramps, and he knows you experience serious menstrual cramps, surely he'll get a box or two for you. That is real clear. If he sees you're working on a project and you need help, you need hands, and he knows people that can help you, he will recommend them to you. That is a real lover. That is how you know he really loves you. If he invests in things that will improve you and that will make you better. Another way to know if he really loves you is if he respects and protects you. A man that loves a woman will respect her decisions, respect her beliefs, respect her dreams and ambitions. He would not talk down on you, and he would not let anyone talk down on you. He will protect you from those hurdles, those negative comments. He will always not want you to be or face that, be in front of that or to face that. So that is a real man that loves you. Also, if he does love you, he'll let you meet the important persons in his life. This is self-explanatory, but I'll go deeper into this. It doesn't necessarily mean that he should do a public display of love or whatever. If he really loves you, he'll introduce you to those that have importance in his life. It could be his close mentors, his spiritual leader, his mother, his brother. A playboy always avoid meeting with the family. Even if he introduces you to someone, it will also be his fellow playboy friends. Yeah, that's who a player will introduce you to, or he will not introduce you to anyone at all. So a man that really loves you will ensure you meet. He wants you to meet his family, and he also wants to meet your family and be on good terms with you. Why? This is because he has plans for the future and he doesn't want to ruin that. So he's trying to make his way into the family, and that right there is one sign that he really, really does love you. Another way to know if he loves you is if he prioritizes you. A man that prioritizes you, or a man that loves you will prioritize you. He would not ditch you. You make plans and he cancels at the last minute without any reason, without any good reason. He does this consistently. Any man that does that is not in. So you have to look out for this. Prioritize your affairs and things. Prioritizes things that make you happy. He tries to know you more, your hobbies. Then that right there is a sign that he really loves you. All right. Okay. So the third question on my list is, how do I handle a cheating partner? Oh my God. This question is um one of the most asked questions, because these days there are lots of partners that just cheat. They can't help it. They cheat on their partners consciously. Right now, there is a trend going on in my country, Nigeria, where a married man, I don't want to talk about that right now, but how do you handle a cheating partner? The truth is, in a real relationship, there is commitment. In every real relationship, there is commitment. Commitment is a primary ingredient. If there is no commitment, then there is no relationship to begin with. So if your partner cheats, I personally advise anyone to remain in a relationship with a cheating partner. If your partner constantly and consciously cheats on you, you don't have to handle or stay in that relationship. You can only do that if you are ready and able to handle the emotional stress that comes with a partner that cheats constantly. A relationship stand A real relationship have partners that committed. So where he cheats or she cheats on you consciously and constantly, then that only means that only shows that she's not putting in the same amount of effort you're putting in. So you do not have to cope with a cheating partner, because it's cheating is a habit that rarely stops. It's a habit, it's just a habit that cannot be helped. Yes, and if it can be helped, it's really rare. So you do not have to cope with that. I see that someone is watching here with me. Please indicate where you're watching me from by typing where type the state or country you're watching me from, please. Thank you. So the next question on my list is, how do I handle an abusive partner? This is a rather sad question. On a daily basis, I ask myself, do people still remain in abusive relationships? And sadly, yes, people still do. There was a trend 2 weeks ago about a popular celebrity, a popular singer that lost her life from domestic violence. And that is a really sad story. I am a talker for healthy relationships. I do not encourage anybody to stay in a relationship that is energy draining or life sucking, an unhealthy relationship. I do not advise anyone to stay in that kind of relationship. You do not handle an abusive partner, because what you do is to leave the relationship while you can. You do not, I repeat it, you do not handle an abusive partner. You do not try to cope with an abusive partner. You leave while you can. Because most people stay in abusive relationship with the hope that their partner will change. But you should get this straight, that abusers don't change. They only change their victims. They only change abusive. I'm talking about physical abuse. I'm talking about psychological. Every day you're talked down on. Every day you're made to believe that you're less, that you're made to believe that you're worth nothing. You should not stay in that kind of relationship. Every day you get hit. Every day you are slapped for a single or a simple misunderstanding or disagreement. You should not stay in such relationship, because there are lots of cases where people have committed suicide because of abusive partners. They've been they've listened to so many abusive, psychologically or draining comments that it drives them into depression. They cannot take it, maybe because of their weak at heart, or because there's no one to talk to, and they go over and commit suicide. So you do not stay or cope with an abusive partner. You leave while you can. You live while you can, for your sake and for the sake of the persons that loves you and will be sad if you are no more. So don't think of it. Don't think of coping with an abusive partner. Please indicate that you're here by telling me where you are watching from. Thank you. Okay, I'll move over to the next question on my list. The next question is, how do I make my man give me more money? How do I make my man give me more money? The first question I will ask you right now is, are you dating your partner primarily for money? That is a question you should ask. Are you in a relationship? Am I in this relationship for the money I am getting, or for the money I can get out of this man? Or is that why you are in the relationship? Because real lovers do not go into a relationship primarily for what they can get, for the money they can get from their partner. No, only gold diggers do that. I am not totally ruling out the necessity of mutual financial investments in a relationship. I am not ruling that out. Money plays a crucial role in a relationship, surely, but you always wanting to get money, more money, that you go online and ask how. I have no advice for you. The answer I have for you right now is that you should get a job, because your man is not an ATM machine that you will constantly want allowance from. Ladies will not like this, but these days ladies have become so dependent, they've become so entitled that they feel that in any relationship they must be paid allowances for dating. Come on, that doesn't make any sense. They feel they should be paid every 20 minutes, every month, every week for being in a relationship. God, I think you should get a job, because that is not what a real relationship is. Relationship is two persons coming together with mutual feelings, mutual efforts to make things work, not a place where you suck or leech off from one another, from one person. So no, get a job. That is one way you can get more money, or make him your employer. Let him employ you. That is one way you can get more money from him. Please. Okay, so the next question here on my list is, my partner is too jealous when I'm with the opposite sex. Is he doing too much? No. That is the answer I have to give. No, your partner is not being too much for being jealous when you are always or constantly with the opposite sex. The thing with feelings is that if you're dating a person and you guys have you guys have mutual feelings for each other, surely he will feel a little bit of jealousy anytime he sees you with the opposite sex, or anytime she sees you with the opposite sex. But the advice I have here for you is that you should know that relationships is all about sacrifices. Okay, it's not entirely all about sacrifices, but you have to make sacrifices for it to work out. Once you're in a relationship, there are things you should cut down on. You cannot be in a committed relationship with this guy and you are with another guy for 7 straight hours in a closed room alone. Even if you are not doing anything, it will call for insecurity in the mind of your partner. So you have to cut down on those things that you know will make your partner feel jealous. You have to cut down on how much you relate with the opposite sex. This is, you have to just be considerate of your partner's feelings. Then on the part of the partner that feels jealous, you should work on trust. You should also know that because a person is in a relationship with you, does not mean he or she will totally or completely cut ties with everyone of the opposite sex they knew or they were in association with before the relationship. No, that's not possible. You are in a relationship, but you also have different lives of your own. So you should work on trust, learn to develop. There's no relationship without trust. If you don't trust your partner, you always feel insecure, even when there is no need for it. So ensure, just try as much as you can to have that trust, inculcate trust, build trust for your partner. You should do that. That is one way that will help you feel less jealous when there is no need for it. Also, you guys, to handle this, you guys should both sit down and have a two-sided conversation where you both talk about what makes you feel insecure about your partner's relation with the opposite sex. And you guys discuss and get to a conclusion on how you will handle the matter. So it all boils down to trust, cutting down on excesses, having conversations that will help you get over their insecurity, and also assuring your partner that you're in with them and you are not doing something that needs or that calls for them to be worried. So it boils down to having a conversation. So is he being jealous or is she being jealous? No, it is natural. You just have to use the methods I told you, I've just talked about, to work on to handle the jealousy. So the next question here on my list is, guys are not interested in me. Is it because of my looks? This question is, everything is entirely wrong with this question. Guys are not interested in me. Is it because of my looks? I feel that the only person that has this kind of question, or the only lady, the type of ladies that have this kind of questions are those battling with low self-esteem. No, there's nothing, this doesn't even have anything to do with how a person looks or how the lady in question looks. It has to do with her confidence. It has to do with how she thinks. The truth is, if even if you look really beautiful to 1,000 persons, if you don't feel confident about yourself, you feel you look worse, or you feel you look less attractive. So the issue here now is not your look. There is nothing wrong with your look. You may look unique, have unique features, body features, or whatever, but that is not what you should focus on. You should focus on building your confidence. Focus on building, work on building, on getting back your self-esteem. Work on how you associate with people, how you carry yourself in public, how you talk and express yourself. Because the looks here is the secondary thing. The confidence here is the primary thing. As a lady, you should always wear your confidence 24 hours a day, because that's what makes you stand out, and that is what makes you get the attention or attract whoever. So if there's no confidence, I don't think there's going to be a headway. But if in reality you know, or you always look shabby and tacky, then you should work on that. Work on that. You don't need you don't need to be really expensive to look good and decent, or to look presentable. If you are low, if your hygiene is not all that, then you can work on that. Work on looking good. Always appear. If you cannot afford the heads, go on a good low cut. Smell good. Just look good. All the same, work on your confidence. How your looks will not matter if there is no if you don't feel confident about yourself. So guys not coming to you or giving you attention is not because of how you look, it's because of how you present yourself. And you will not be able to present yourself well if you lack confidence. So work on your confidence. Work on your confidence. Look at yourself in the mirror every morning and tell yourself, I am beautiful, I deserve better, I am worthy, I am perfect, I am the goat. If you don't feel you are the goat, then you are not the goat. Okay? So work on your confidence. I hope you got that. So the next question on my list is, my man doesn't do a public display of affection. Does he really love me? This is a question that, this issue is something that causes lots of issues in many relationships. Yeah, this causes lots of PPD, public display of PDA, public display of affection. People think or believe, because of social media, of course, you see a couple flaunting or playing love in public, and you see another one in the beach cuddling or whatsoever, and you feel that if your partner is not doing this, that he doesn't love you. Like I said earlier, you might be dating a very private person. One partner could be private and the other is very social. So in this case, if you guys don't sit, or if you don't get to understand each other better, you have issues. You will have serious issues if you don't try to understand your partner better. PDA, public display of affection, does not necessarily mean love. Your partner can love you and still not be the type to always post you up on social media. I made a point earlier. I said if a person really loves you, he will introduce you to the important persons in his life. So if he doesn't or if he's not always posting you or making posts about you on his social media handles, but he is making efforts to make you meet those persons that are of importance in his life, then that should be enough. Because public display of affection does not generally or totally equate love. It doesn't. It just boils down to you getting to know your partner, the kind of person your partner is. If is your partner on the social, or is it a social butterfly or an introvert? If you are a social butterfly, but your partner is an introvert, then you just have to cut down on the request you make of him to always do the social media thing. And if he's a private person, you should also make a little bit of an effort to at least do what your partner wants once in a while. This is a two-way thing. It's a two-way thing. You want to be, your desire to be posted online is this high, and his desire to not post you online is this low. If you can cut down on how often you ask to be posted, and if he can, in his own way, increase a little the way and agrees to your request and posts you on social media or do the public display of love you want, then to be a two-way thing, you guys will at the same time, you guys will have a way to go about it. You guys will be at peace. Yeah, I should just say that. So I said earlier that relationship is about sacrifices. So once in a while, you have to adjust this, adjust this, and adjust this. So all the same, in conclusion, public display of affection is not necessarily or does not necessarily equate love. He doesn't have to always post you to show he loves you. He can do that in the house or with close friends or at meetings or whatever. But if it's just not a social media thing, then don't stress it, because no two relationship is the same. No two relationship is the same. A relationship can be like this. The relationship A can be like this and have this work for it, because it have a different situation surrounding the relationship, and relationship B can look a little bit different, and different things work for it. So you don't have to um pay all the attention on someone else's relationship, and you should not always try to make your relationship look the same as the other, because no two relationship is the same. No two relationship is the same. Please, please, and please indicate where you are watching me from. Please, please, I want to know who my viewer is. I can see you are watching me right now. I can see you, but please tell me where you're watching me from so that I will know. Okay, then the last question on my list is, my partner doesn't want to abstain. How do I handle this? How do you handle this? Okay, earlier I talked about respect. That if a man really loves you, or if a woman really loves you, he or she will respect your decisions. Before you go into a relationship, um, first of all, mutual there should be mutual agreements. There should be understanding. Your partner should be able to know your convictions, your beliefs, and you should be able to know your partner's beliefs as well. You do not have to go into a relationship with someone who believes in something totally different from what you do, because there will be issues. You do not have to change your beliefs to go into any relationship. That is why I advise that you don't just jump into any relationship. You just don't agree to go into any relationship with just anyone that asks you out, because you will have issues. First of all, you should ensure that your values align, that your beliefs align, that your principles align, because you do not have to change yourself entirely to date someone. You cannot want to be a footballer, but because the person you're showing interest in hates football, you totally drop your dreams just so you can date the person. No, you don't do that. You do not lose yourself in trying to gain someone. While you have yourself and your life, while you build your life, you can date someone else. So if you want, and if you are a person that wants to abstain from sexual activities in any relationship outside marriage, and your partner does not want that and is not ready to also abstain with you, then I don't think there's any point staying in the relationship because there will always be issues. It's either at the end of the day you will both go your separate ways, or you have to bend your beliefs so that things will work out. And on the line, you will still have issues because if your principles, if your beliefs, if your goals are not aligned, there will always be issues in the future. So if you want to abstain, and the person you're in a relationship with or you are about to go in a relationship with does not want that, you either decide, this is what I want, this is my belief, this is in my religion, we don't do this. If you cannot bear with this or if you cannot cope with this, they'll have to go our separate ways because you cannot force a man or a woman who loves okay, you cannot what example should I even give? But you cannot force a person out. They said you can take a horse to the sea, a river, but you cannot force it to drink water. Yeah, that is true. So you do not have to force anyone to believe in what you believe. If they do not believe in that and they are not ready to tolerate that or accept that, then you can both go your separate ways and you find someone else that will be ready and willing to abstain with you, and he or she goes to the next person that is also ready to fulfill or satisfy his sexual desire. So that is the answer for that question. You do not have to completely lose yourself to please or be in a relationship. Just so you have to find who and date whose beliefs and principles is aligned with yours. So that is it. Please, if you have, I have exhausted the questions here on my list. If you have any question here concerning everything, or you have a personal question, please do drop it here. Do drop it here so that I can see it. Please do drop it here. Please, before I go off of this chat. Please do. And again, today this channel turns 3 months old. I want to thank all of you, my subscribers, my viewers, my returning viewers, my new viewers. I want to thank all of you. This this YouTube channel is 3 months old and we are 200 plus subscribers strong. I really appreciate all you do. I appreciate that a lot. So if you have any question, please do drop it. Please do drop it. Also, you can share the link of this channel to your friends that you know is a need, or that you know the content on this channel will help. Please do. Please, I am waiting for your question. I am waiting for your questions. If there is none, then that is it. I'll run over the questions again. The first question I asked is, how do you get over a breakup? I said you have to let your emotions run free. You have to accept that it is over. You have to avoid going into another relationship. Instead, focus on other aspects of your life, like your dreams, your future, your academics, and whatsoever. You have to avoid reminders of your ex. And finally, you need to allow time. You need to let time heal you, because everything, time heals all wounds or all wounds. So the second question here is, how can I tell he really loves me? So the first one is his consistent efforts. Second, he's really specific and clear about his expectations of the relationship. 3, he prioritizes you. 4, he invests in you. 5, he lets you meet the important persons in his life. 6, he 6, he invests in you. He protects and respects you. Sorry about that. Yeah, and the third question is, how do you handle a cheating partner? You don't handle a cheating partner except you are ready to bear the emotional stress that comes with dealing with a cheating partner. Then you can stay in the relationship. But if you know he cheats and you cannot take you, then you can take a walk. A relationship can either continue and meet the expected end, or you can end on the way if things don't go as expected. So if he cheats and you cannot take it, then you can take a bow. You do not have to stay with or with a cheating partner, because cheating is not something that can be stopped easily. It's a really, what is it called? It's a habit that cannot be easily. Let's just say that. Okay, the fourth question again is, how do you handle an abusive partner? You don't handle an abusive partner. I'll say that again. You don't handle a cheating partner. You don't handle an abusive partner, because abusers don't change. They only change their victims. So you don't handle a an abusive partner. You don't stay in a relationship with a partner that always talks down on you, talks down on your dream, makes you feel bad about yourself, makes you feel like less. You do not handle such partner. You leave, because it could end in something bad. If the abuse gets worse, it could end in something bad. So you leave while you can. Abuse is a really alarming red flag in a relationship. So please do not ignore it, and do not stay in hopes that he change. Don't do that. The next question is, how do I make my man give me more money? If you're in a relationship for the sake of money, I have nothing to say. That is so wrong. That is a really wrong ideology. Ladies, I'm saying this again, that you will not like this, but it is a wrong ideology. Do not go into a relationship primarily for the money you can get off of it. Do not go into a relationship for the gains, material gains. That is only what gold diggers do. Don't. Yes, he can assist you financially, he can do that, but do not let that be the main reason you're going into a relationship, because it will crash. You're hurting someone else. Don't be a leech. Don't leech off someone else's money and whatever. If you want to make him give you more money, make him your employer, work for him and get paid. That is one way to make him give you more money. And the next question is, my partner is so jealous with me when I'm with the opposite sex. Is he doing too much? No, he is not doing too much. It is normal. The only thing you have to do is to cut down on the things that make him feel insecure. Have a conversation with the lady or the guy in the relationship that is feeling insecure. Assure him that there is nothing to be worried about. Then on the part of whoever is feeling jealous, learn to build trust, because it all boils down to trust. If there's no trust, then the relationship cannot stand. So learn to trust, talk about it, assure each other of um, of your feelings, that there's nothing to be worried about, and set boundaries. Set boundaries on the things you do. Once you're in a relationship, cut down on the excesses, cut down on the things you know would hurt your partner. Always be considerate of your partner's feelings. Good. So the next question is, guys are not interested in me. Is it because of my looks? God, no. No, it is not because of your looks. It is because of how you present yourself. Confidence is sexy, is a very sexy quality and attribute of a human, of a woman. If a woman is not confident, then everybody will just walk past you and would not notice you, no matter how pretty you are. It's really bad to be all beautiful, all dolled up, but there is no confidence. Because if you're not confident, you can't flaunt your look, you can't do the needful. So be confident. It's not about your look, it's about how you express yourself, it's about how you feel about yourself. So you should work on your mindset, you should work on how you think, you should work on that. That is the real issue you should deal with. But if in reality, like I said earlier, you know you are not looking all good, then work on that. Work on upgrading and fixing your hygiene, fixing how you look. That will help you. The next question, my man doesn't do a public display of affection. Does he really love me? I said it earlier. Public display of affection does not equate love. It does not equate love. He can love you and not flaunt you on social media. He cannot love you and still flaunt you. So it's a, what should I say? It's a dice. So it has different ends or different sides to it. So public display of affection does not entirely equate love. So do not try to end a relationship or constantly press your partner to always do that. You might just be forcing or pushing your relationship, your good and healthy relationship, to its end. So don't do that. Don't do that. The next question is 9. My partner doesn't want to abstain. How do I handle this? I said it earlier. You do not have to date everybody that comes your way. If your beliefs, your principles do not align, then you have to move over to the next person. Yeah, there are many fishes in the sea. You do not have to change who to. I'm not saying that in a relationship, you don't have to change some things. There are some things, there some behaviors, some habits that kills relationship. You have to work on that. But your core principles, the things that makes you you, your dreams, your family, you don't have to break away from them. You don't have to leave all those aspects of your life to date a person. You don't have to change your beliefs just so you can date a person. So if he doesn't want to abstain and you want to abstain, then you just have to go separate ways. Because if a lion and what a leopard cannot go together, they cannot walk, they run, they go in two different directions. So he believes in premarital sex and you do not, then you guys have to go separately, your separate ways. That's perfect. Okay, I'm done with the questions. I'm done with going over the questions. So now I just have to give a rerun about relationships, healthy relationships. On this channel, I talk about relationships, issues facing the current day relationship, and of course, solutions to those issues. I am a talker for healthy relationship. I do not want and I do not like seeing people in unhealthy and messed up relationship. For a relationship to work out, the efforts must be mutual. There must be this key element. There must be commitment, there must be reciprocity, and there must be consideration. If you don't consider your partners, if you have no consideration for your partner's feelings, how they feel, you have it doesn't how if they are them hurting does not concern you, or them putting in all the work does not concern you, then the relationship will just not it will not work. So for a relationship to work, you need to be committed. You need to learn to reciprocate your partner's effort. Before you do anything, ask yourself, will my partner be happy with this? Will this hurt him or will this hurt her? If yes, then that will help you. That is if you want a relationship to work, to stay away from those thoughts. Also, healthy communications, having good and two-sided communications will help your relationship. Always from time to time have a conversation with your partner to check and confirm if you both are still on the same page in the relationship. You can start out a relationship with the same goal, with the same objective, but on the line, this person's goal has changed, this person's motive have changed. So you need to have a a two-sided conversation to check and to revisit the status of your relationship, so you don't end up dating yourself or you don't end up being alone in the relationship. So ensure you are both on the same page and you're still in it together. Also, this advice goes to ladies. Ladies, they always want to be treated right. They always want to get the gifts. They always want to get everything. They just don't want to give anything in return. I said earlier, a relationship is a two-way thing. As much as you expect gifts, be ready to also give gifts and gift your man something. Make him feel good. Make him feel like the man. Make him feel like a queen, a king, just like he's making you feel like a king, a queen. So, as much as you receive and expect to receive, also give. This ingredient is really scarce these days. Ladies do not want to give out to their man; they only want to receive. So, if you can do this, if you can adapt this in your relationship, it will really make a big difference in your relationship. So that is it. Thank you for being with me on this live stream. Please and please, I did not get a question. I did not get a